Hello everyone. I want to take an opportunity in this video to talk to the dads. Are you a good dad? What I want to do is ask 5 quick questions that you can always ask yourself to determine whether or not you are in fact a good dad. The first question, do you know yourself? Good dads know themselves. We're talking about your personality. We're talking about your strengths and weaknesses. We're talking about all of the things that make you awesome. It's important as dads to know these things about ourselves because knowing these things helps us show confidence. Having confidence helps us to show our children what confidence looks like. If I'm not confident myself, I can't show confidence to my children. Good dads know themselves. And as we grow as people, we continue to work towards knowing ourselves on a deeper level. Second question, do you know parenthood? These are the things that are required to keep your children alive. I need to be able to feed them. I need to be able to bathe them and keep them dry when they're babies. I need to be able to help them with their homework when they're in grade school. I need to be able to be a parent who can keep them safe. Sometimes this means I need to learn new skills. Sometimes I know these skills already, so I can pat myself on the back for knowing these things. But there's a difference between keeping a child alive and being a father. Do you know fatherhood? If we don't know what fatherhood means, if we don't know how fatherhood differs from parenthood, we can't focus on it intently enough to really know if we're doing a good job at that. Fatherhood is when you take parenthood and manhood and mix the two together. My individual manhood is how I work to reach a standard of manhood that I think I need to in order to be a good man. What is a good man to you? What does that mean? How does he carry himself? How does he treat other people? What standards do you have as a man that you need to reach or that you are working towards? And in what ways can you apply those standards of manhood to your parenthood? Different dads are going to be different, and that's okay. That's to be expected. That's actually a good thing. The man I am and the man that a different man might be are different, which means our fatherhood would look different. If I compare my fatherhood against another man's fatherhood, it might not be fair to me. But as long as I'm able to understand my standard of manhood, a good standard, and if I understand what parenthood means, and I understand how to combine those two things, then I understand how to question my fatherhood and answer whether or not I'm doing good at it. Fourth question, do you take care of yourself? We're talking about mentally, we're talking about physically, we're talking about spiritually. Consider this. Everything that happens to you as a dad, medically speaking, becomes your children's medical history. How well do you take care of yourself? The better care I take of myself as a dad, the more I show my children what taking care of yourself looks like. The less I take care of myself, the more I'm showing my children that self-care isn't necessary. I have to take care of myself so that I can last as a dad. I don't want to check out of here anytime soon. I have to take care of myself because the healthier I am, the better I can engage with my children. Last question to ask yourself, are you working towards building strong relationships? In what ways do you communicate to your children? In what ways do you communicate to their mother, whether you're still in a relationship with the mother or not? In what ways do you communicate to them that they are important? In what ways do you build relationships with extended family members? In what ways do you maintain relationships with your friends? The work that I do to build a strong relationship, the work that I do to communicate to someone important to me that they are in fact important to me, shows my children what positive interpersonal communication and positive interpersonal treatment of others looks like. I want to show my children how to treat others well. And one very clear way of doing that is working towards building strong relationships. When we try to measure ourselves against someone else, we may be doing better than them, we may not be doing as well as them compared to those standards. But being a good dad isn't about comparing yourself to the standards of someone else. As long as I know myself, as long as I know what I need to in order to keep my children alive and safe, as long as I know how to apply my personality to fatherhood, as long as I'm taking good care of myself as a dad, and as long as I'm working to build positive relationships with my children and all of the other people in my life, I can honestly say to myself, and you can honestly say to yourself, if you can answer positively to these things, that you are in fact a good dad. I hope you got some value from this. Please stop by and see us again next time.